Good evening. Tonight, after a week of essential chat, hardly a hooligan in sight. But we start, of course, with the main match, the First Division game between Manchester United and West Ham United.
And here at Old Trafford, we see two of the teams that, on their day, can produce the finest football in the land. Manchester United in the white shorts and West Ham United. And there the Manchester United side, team selected by their coach, Wilf McGuinness, missing one or two of the famous names, notably Nobby Stiles, but the team which has been doing very, very well in recent weeks. George Best, the Football League's top goal scorer in the First Division, having a great season for Manchester United. Number 9, Bobby Charlton, famous not only in England, not only in Britain, but all over the world as a great footballer, a great sportsman. West Ham United, that's their team, chosen from 13 this morning. Boyce has been left out. So too has Brooking, who's substitute. And another Best in the match, Clyde Best, who comes from the West Indies and has done very well since he was promoted to the West Ham first team. A favourite wherever he plays, Jeff Hurst. West Ham in England, the man who got a hat-trick in the World Cup final. There the Referees Association's gift to television, Mr. Ray Tinkler of Boston, who's refereeing his third match of the day in the last 4 weeks. He was the referee last week at Leeds and 3 weeks ago at Derby versus Everton. Manchester United to kick off. Fitzpatrick. Quite a strong wind blowing. It could be troublesome, blowing from left to right. Burns for United, and here's Charlton, found space very well. Best, number 11. Rather dangerous, but notice when it went straight to Morgan. Only a player of Charlton's class and skill could have got away with that. And the other Best, Clyde Best, using his elbows. Linesman saw him. Free kick to Manchester United. There's Clyde Best. Fine athletic cricket of a man. You're to take the kick for Manchester United. That's a good one for George Best to chase, and notice number 4, Howe there with him. Kidd and Aston and Morgan waiting in the middle. Corner to Manchester United. Aston to take the corner kick. And a beautiful goal scored by Burns. It's a tremendous, not an appeal, but there's arguments in the West Ham defence. But Burns ran fully 20 yards to get that one. 5 minutes gone and Burns has scored. No standing on the line for Burns. Just watch as the corner comes over when he suddenly appears into the picture completely unmarked, running beautifully off the ball, meeting the ball magnificently with his head, and the whole West Ham defence caught unawares, and the ball coming right across their goal into the net. Sadler to Morgan. Best, a great goal! United up 2-up. Notice again how Manchester United stretched this West Ham defence. That centre comes across from Morgan. Best, who'd originated the move higher than everyone, he leaps. and heading the ball perfectly wide of that right hand of Ferguson. 2-0. To George Best. Well read that by Howe. He anticipated that move. Moore for West Ham. To Lindsay. Peters gone down the left wing. Corner kick. It's Martin Peters, one of the 3 World Cup men in the West Ham side. 20 minutes from half-time, Manchester United 2-0 in the lead. Very much on top. Clyde Best with the corner for West Ham. Redknapp, and a goal by Hurst. Made it 2-1. A spot of mishandling by Stepney, but give West Ham full marks for the way they snapped up the chance. Watch Stepney as he goes up, he tries to catch the ball, then can only palm it away, and Redknapp on the right is the man to watch now as he seizes this half chance. But look at the left, Jeff Hurst already moving towards the goal as Redknapp clips it across over the head of Ure, and there's Jeff Hurst, the master goal poacher, to make it 2-1. Sun shining rather brightly now. Clyde Best doing a spot of pushing as that ball came over. Trying to do that a bit when his anxiety as he sees the ball dropping towards him. Dying minutes of the first half, it's West Ham coming forward again. They made a very good recovery. Clyde Best to Redknapp to Lindsay. If he gets a shot in, well, that one too wasn't far away. Can really hit them, this boy Lindsay. Really dangerous from distances of about 25 to 30 yards. To Moore. Now Peters with a couple of minutes left of this first half. Charlton, great ball to Aston. Okay, that's Burns on his right and Morgan. Now Ferguson scattered both Howe and Best then. Good goalkeeping. Offside. Best came back from an offside position. Clyde Best, that is. Peters had to bring down Howe, then he was beaten. Had to bring down Burns, rather. Burns with the free kick. Burns couldn't touch it again. Best. The Manchester fans whistling Bobby Moore as the glamour boy. Moore finding Lindsay. Lampard. Oh, it's a nasty one. Stepney had to change his mind. Could well have been troubled with the wind. Lampard well have upset Stepney then. Well, we're playing the injury time now, 2-1. Manchester United in the lead. Best to the white short against Howe, and it's Best the winner. Obstructed. Might not be time to take this indirect free kick. Even though the offence was inside the penalty area, it was obstruction. So the award is an indirect free kick from which a goal cannot be scored direct. Best. And the other Best, Clyde. Charlton, and the whistle goes for half-time. Manchester United in the lead, 2-1. George Best in the white shorts got the second goal. Francis Burns in the front got the first goal. Down by a goal, West Ham United start the second half. They're now facing the rather strongish breeze which is blowing from left to right. West Ham had a very bad start to the match, but they were really coming into their own towards the end of the first half. Done for United. Dunn finding Burns, has had a great match. Now Fitzpatrick to number 7 Morgan. No one's overlapped on the right. There's oceans of space there. Aston to Best. Oh, a fine save by Ferguson. To Charlton. And Howe once again for West Ham. Like a sterling game. Morgan. Charlton. 3-1. So after 66 minutes, Bobby Charlton makes it 3-1. Bobby Charlton hadn't scored since the first day of the season, but notice how he gets in position to take this pass from number 7 Morgan. He's already thirsting to the ball. He wrong foot one defender, gets it on his left foot, and then really takes aim, hit the ball beautifully past the advancing Ferguson. Stevenson. Clyde Best trying to screen the ball from Fitzpatrick. Really wriggled past him, and here's the great goal! Beautifully made by Clyde Best, and beautifully scored by Jeff Hurst. And so with about 30 minutes left for play, it's 3-2. Now the bravery and tenacity of Clyde Best made this goal. He's already ridden 2 tackles. Watch him as he takes on Fitzpatrick. Seems to have lost the ball, still manages to wriggle and accelerate past him. Tremendous strides, and watch him how he drops this centre by the near post. Jeff Hurst's favourite position. Hurst moving to it now very, very quickly, beating all the Manchester defenders, and it's a goal all the way. Kidd to Burns. Number 8, Kidd. Aston and George Best has scored. And that was sheer determination on the part of Aston. This is Kidd, but Aston is the man to watch. Aston playing his 100th league game for Manchester United. As the ball comes across, it's Aston on the left who's running into position as he sees the ball glancing off a defender's head. Here comes Aston rounding Bonds. It doesn't look his ball at all, but as he screws it in, Best sees his chance, moves in and heads the ball into the net as it was going to pass wide of the near post. Charlton. Well, in the end, George Best got it. Almost frightening what he can do, and another move, a great move, scored by Kidd, but made by this genius, George Best. Oh, George Best turned on the most glittering magic then. And what glittering magic it was. Just notice how he snaps up that loose ball. He seems to lose it about 3 times, but still sticks at it. Completely bamboozling the defence with this perfect balance. The defender's not knowing which way to go, and then Best, who can do the complicated things, suddenly does the simple thing, rolls it to the side, and Kidd does the rest for the 5th goal. So there is Kidd, the scorer, but all credit must go to Best, who got the ball, which was never his in the first place, but he got it, and then with that incredibly magnificent footwork, laid on the pass. 5 goals to 2, Manchester United in the lead. United riding on a crest of the wave. This man is absolute perfection. Corner kick. Well, when you talk about footballing genius of this or any other age, you must include George Best. Stretford End still not satisfied. They want 6. And they're likely to get 6 if George Best sees much more of this ball. 2 minutes left. So West Ham United, who did threaten to save this match. And now, badly beaten, 5-2 down. Morgan to George Best. And that perhaps is the only way of stopping him. When George Best is in this mood, you can never hope to stop him by almost legitimate tackling. He's got such perfect control, perfect balance. Now, Hurst. Now, Kiernan, you're coming up on the right wing. the Stritford end is come on Georgie this season. Lindsay to the other Best, Clyde Best, red net, and Clyde Best nearly laid on another goal. Lindsay. This is Clyde Best. It's time now by our watch. Injury time only remaining. Manchester United have obviously now gone 10 games without defeat. And a word here in the closing seconds for the crowd. With all the publicity about bad behaviour, this crowd of 58,579 have behaved absolutely perfectly this afternoon. Well, full marks to the 58,500 fans as the whistle goes to the end of the match. Manchester United the winners by 5 goals to 2, and there's the genius, George Best. Had a magnificent match, number 11. Scored twice, made another. And when we've forgotten the score of this game, we'll remember the contribution of George Best, footballer extraordinary.
Bobby, let's just have a look at the last goal scored there by Brian Kidd, which came from a ball played by George Best, didn't it? Just talk us through it.
Well, one of George's biggest assets came in here, in the fact that he was trying to be pushed. He was trying to be pushed off the ball, but he wouldn't have it. And his control, he can stop on a sixpence, George, in turn. And he also knows exactly where the opposition are. He had a good look round and decided at the last moment that he would play it inside to Brian Kidd, who, though not hitting it very hard, it was just enough to knock it in.